Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and today I have 3 very easy watermelon DIYs, a little summer fun to go along with your summer. I want to thank everybody for stopping by today and say hello to all my subscribers. And if you have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button or give me a thumbs up to help my channel out. I really do enjoy doing this, and also please comment in the comment box below. I love reading your comments. I don't always get to them right away, but I do read every single one of them, and I appreciate everybody for watching today. And like I said, I have 3 very easy watermelon DIYs for you. So with that, let's get on with the show. Thank you again for stopping by. We start with DIY number 1. And we're going to start out with a cutting board I got from Hobby Lobby. It says $3.99, but that's not what I paid for it. I bought 4 of them, so I'm pretty sure I bought it on sale. Not sure how much. But we're also going to use Ocean Breeze from Craftsmart, and we're going to paint all of that with one coat. I want some of that grain to show through. This cute little printout I found on Facebook. And there's the site I found it on, and we're going to use Mod Podge. We're going to cover the whole front with Mod Podge, and we're going to do the iron-on method so we can reactivate that Mod Podge, and we're just going to iron on our cute little Highland cow print that's holding a watermelon. I thought this was so adorable. Out of all the projects in this thing, this is my favorite. The other 2 are kind of but this one turned out so cute. I also sanded off the edges so they were clean cut. I'm going to take this ribbon, one I got from Hobby Lobby, one I got from Dollar Tree. The pink I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to size what I want, and I'm just going to take hot glue and hot glue the ends. I'm trying to match the bow of the Highland cow. That's why I chose these colors. This turns out so cute. I cannot believe how cute this turns out. Like I said, this is my favorite. And the other ones are just, they're alright. But like I said, I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm just going to kind of make a circle and just kind of put hot glue on the ends of both of them. And then I'm just going to pinch the middles together. And then take some jute and tie it together. I think I do one at a time. Sometimes I can hold them all. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on my mood. But I'm just going to tie that off, and then what I did to that bow, I am going to do to the teal. The one I got from Dollar Tree. And I can't believe I left all this in. I thought I cut most of that. But there's part of the bow. And now I'm going to do the same thing with that one. And I'm just kind of sizing it up, making sure I get the size that I want. And you really don't have to hot glue it. As you can see, I probably could have just tied it off with that jute, but I wanted a more secure bow, so I just went ahead and hot glued the end. And now I'm going to scrunch that one in the middle and attach it to the pink bow. And then we have a matching bow to our Highland cow, which is so cute. Oh my gosh. I can't get over the cuteness. And I'm sorry I left all this in. I get you guys know how to tie jute around a bow, but I guess I wanted to leave it in and show you. That's okay. There we go. And I'm going to floof up my bow. Fluff it up. I want it to look pretty on our little cow. And then I just hot glue that down. It's so cute. I love that. I love those colors together. I could just cut off the extra jute there. And I'm just going to take some hot glue and tack that down right there on the top or the handle of the cutting board. And then once I get that done, and I quit fussing with my bow, I'm going to take this flower. I don't know where it came from. I can't tell you. It was just a loose flower in my box of flowers, in my spring box flower. And I just kind of found it at the bottom. It was luck. So I just attached that to the middle, but of course you can use any flower you want. We're almost done with this. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the original hanger to the board. And really that's it for this project. Let me know in the description box below what you think. I think this turned out so cute. Again, this is my favorite one out of all of 3 of these. I just love this. This is so adorable. I can't get enough of it. Now this puts on DIY number 2. Okay, you're going to need the bigger round from Dollar Tree, and then there's this pack of 3 rounds, and we're going to use the middle size, and we actually do use the really small one, but I don't make that decision till later on as I go through the craft, so you're going to have to pull that one out as well. First thing I'm going to do is obviously cut off the tag, because we don't need that, but I'll probably save that jute for later to rehang it. And the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take that middle round, and I'm going to find the middle of that round, and then I'm just going to kind of well, I guess I'm still looking for the middle, making sure I mark the middle, and then I'm just going to make a line across that using my ruler, and then again using my ruler to help me with this, help guide it. I'm going to take a box cutter and kind of score it until it breaks apart. It was pretty easy. I don't know how many times I stroked it across there, but eventually it just snapped off. They're pretty thin and easy to take off. So once I get that off, I did sand it down a little bit so there was no jagged edges. But we're going to take both the large and a half round, and we are going to start off with, and you're going to have to bear with me on these colors. I lost the book I use, and I think that one is Grass Green by Craftsmart. I'm not sure. I'm only half sure. I don't know what I did with the book that wrote down the colors. Now, I used a pouncer on this, but then I went back with a brush because it didn't give me the look I was looking for. I was trying to blend the colors a little together, but it didn't work out. But what I do to one round, I do to the other. Of course, the big round, I go all the way around it, not halfway. Again, you don't have to use the pouncer. You can use a brush for this. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So after that, I'm going to take, I believe this is Apple Tart by Craftsmart, and we're going to do another row. And again, I use a pouncer, but again, eventually I use a brush to smooth it out because I didn't get the look I wanted. So I'm going to go around, and what I do to one, I do to the other. And then I'm going to take my white from Apple Barrel, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Take a pouncer all the way around. Okay, this time I started with the big round. Okay, and then our next color, I'm taking, I think it's Apple Tart by Craftsmart. I couldn't find the pink I wanted. I needed a deep red, a deep pink, or a very light red. I don't know how to explain it. So I just took some of that and added white until I got the color I desired. Once I got that, I did the same thing. I just pounced it on, went all the way around. That was my next layer of going around it. And what I did to that one, I obviously did to the other. Now, this one I kind of had to play with. I wanted it to be like that pinkish red, but I wanted it to be a darker than the other color, but not by much. So I added some white to the red to try to get it to be, but then eventually it looked like it matched it, so it wasn't dark enough, so then I added more red. So you kind of got to play with it. I didn't want it that much darker than that, but I also didn't want it the same. And right there, I thought it started looking the same, and I didn't like it. So here I'm going to add more red and try to darken it up a little bit. And why I used the pouncer to pounce the whole middle thing and wipe across, I don't know. I think that was pretty dumb of me, but whatever. I did it. And I used the smaller pouncer to do it too, instead of a bigger pouncer to pounce the middle. I don't know. It was stupid. Again, use a brush. Just cut out the middleman and use a brush. Okay, once I get all that done, I'm going to take my black, I believe from Apple Barrel, And I'm going to make like little teardrops, which is obviously going to be the seeds. And I'm going to do this on both, obviously. And it's going to be in the middle, in that deep pink part. Pinkish red part. I don't know. I made up a color. Like I said, you got to play with it a little bit. But I put those all the way, as much as I could fit in there. And that little round that you saw in the beginning that I said you didn't need, that you're going to have to pull out because you're eventually going to have to use, that's what it is. And I did the exact same thing to that as I did to the other ones. So I just cut that one in half just like I did the other, and I painted it exactly the same. Now, how we did the first bow and the first craft, that's how we're going to do this bow. And all of these ribbon came from Dollar Tree except for that white one. I am not sure where that came from. I've had it in my stash for years. But we're just going to do that and pinch them in the middle. And here I'm actually going to put them all together into one instead of me doing one at a time. I mean, you could do it both ways. It's just whatever you prefer. I'm just kind of showing you. But your hands get kind of full. So, but again, you're just going to pinch it in the middle. And then you're just going to wrap it, jute around it, and tie it off. Once I get that tied off, I'm just going to floof up my bow a little bit. Got to fluff it up, make it all pretty. And I guess I'm going to show you every bit of me fluffing that up, because I guess you needed to see it. But there's our pretty bow with all the colors. And now we can start, well, okay. Well, first I'm going to hot glue that little tiny half round into the bow. I didn't have any like little watermelon trinkets or anything. I got to get some. So that's why I did what I did. So if you have anything cute that can go in the middle of the bow, I'd use that versus what I did. I found a white tag. I think I got that at Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to rustic it up, dirty it up. I do both sides. And I'm just using my antique wax to do that with. And once I get that all taken care of, I'm going to crumble it and continue to crumble it and mess it up and wrinkle it up as best as I can. And then I'm just going to take a marker. Actually, I think this is a paint marker. And I'm just going to write the word sweet. Okay, once I get that finished, we can probably start assembling everything together now. Alright, we're going to take that half, and I just took my little hand drill that I got off of Amazon, and I just drilled a hole right there in the top. And I'm going to take some of this black and white baker's twine. Again, I've had it in my stash forever. I am not 100% sure where it came from. So right now, I'm just going to measure to see how long I want it to hang, or where I want it to hang. And I'm just going to tie a knot in the top of that jute, or baker's twine, I mean. And right there, I think it's a little low, so I change it up a little bit and go a little lower or higher, depending on how you want to. Lower on the jute, higher on the hang. I guess that's the way to say it. And I just take a bunch of hot glue and glue it down, but don't worry, we're going to really secure that down. And then I'm going to cut off the excess baker's twine. And then we're going to put the bow right on top of that. So like I said, we're just going to put a bunch of glue right there and slap down our bow. Push that down on there. Why I fluff up my bow again, because I don't think it's fluffy enough. Okay, once I get that done and I'm done fussing with the bow part, I'm going to take some more of this baker's twine and I'm going to feed it through my tag. And then my tag, I'm going to feed that through the baker's twine that holds the half of the watermelon. The half watermelon. Okay, yeah. I think I said that right. I was confusing myself there for a second. But, yeah, I just tie it off and let it hang. Well, I guess I could, I guess it would have been better if you just hot glue it to the top of the half of a watermelon, but I was trying to get it to hang, but it didn't hang enough, but oh well. It still worked. So I just tie that off, and then I'll cut off the extra jute. or not jute, baker's twine. And there we go. Cut off that excess. And then I just take some more of that baker's twine, and once I get done fussing with that, and I'm just going to make a shoestring bow, something simple, and I'm going to put it on the top of that tag and hot glue that down. Simple, easy peasy, just like that. And then I rehung the hanger that originally came on it. That is it for this project. Please let me know in the description box what you think below. I thought it was it was alright. I didn't think it was all that special. I wasn't that impressed. It didn't turn out the way I envisioned, so I wasn't very happy. That puts us on our final project of DIY number 3. You're going to need one of those bigger pallets from Dollar Tree that has the hangers on it, and we're going to take the other half of that small or that medium round and use it for this. And I'm going to paint that medium round just like I did the other one. The palette, I just used my white from Apple Barrel and painted the whole thing. We're setting that aside. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm sorry. But the same way we did the watermelon in DIY number 2, this is how we're going to do it in this one. But this time I got smart and used the brush instead of the little round pouncer things, since I know it wasn't going to turn out the way I want. So I just went ahead and did that. And I'm not going to re-show you all the painting of this, since I showed it in DIY number 2. So after we get that done, as you can see, it's the exact same way. I'm going to take these half beads that I think I got from Amazon, and we're going to paint it in that the green grass. And then I got these letters from Amazon that I'm going to paint in the black. And once we get that, we can start assembling. This is a very easy, simple, fast DIY. We're going to take our palette that we painted in the white from Apple Barrel, and I'm going to take some wood glue, and I'm going to take those little wood rounds into my finger since they're so tiny, and I'm just going to tap the wood glue onto those half beads, and we're going to put them in all 4 corners of our little hanging palette. And I'm going to show you all of that. And I'm going to start my letters. Summer fun. We're going to start with the summer, and I'm going to do the same thing with my finger. I'm just going to put it into the wood glue and then tap it on to the letters since they're so teeny tiny. But you can also use a brush too, but I'm okay with just using my finger. It's up to you. But I'm just going to put that in that top corner, the summer part. And then once I get that on there, and I'm pretty sure I don't show it all. There, we got the word summer down. And right now I'm just kind of putting that down to see about where I want it, so I know where to put the word fun. Because I wasn't sure where I wanted to position it yet. And I'm doing the same thing, wood glue with my finger. Once we get down the word fun, I'm going to take my wood glue and hot glue, and we're going to glue down that half of a watermelon. And we're going to catty corner that onto the sign. Just like that. But it's not complete yet. We got one more thing we want to do, or I wanted to do. You can leave it just like that if you wanted. But I took most of these I got from Dollar Tree. The white one, I'm not sure. As you can see, it's a tangled mess, so I'm not even sure where I got that at. I'm taking it and I'm just going to make a messy bow. And I just took a bunch. I didn't measure it. I just took them off and cutting them in half. I don't even know what size because I ended up cutting it down pretty small because that's a pretty small sign. So all I do is I just start crisscrossing my ribbon, and then I'm going to tie it off with some jute. And I guess I'm going to show that all to you. It's pretty quick and easy though. Messy bows are easy. And then, like I said, I'm just going to tie that off with jute. And I'm going to fumble with my fingers. Does anybody else fumble with that stuff? I can never seem to get my fingers to cooperate when I want to tie the jute. But then I'm going to trim that off because it is way too big. I cut off way more ribbon than I probably should have, but I just went with it. I actually have quite a bit of that, some of that ribbon, so I wasn't too worried about it. But once I get that cut down the way I like it, or the size that I like, I will then, I can't remember if I go ahead and tie it on or if I add something to the middle of that. I know I add something to the middle of it. I just can't remember what I do first. Yes, okay. I added a black button to the middle of my messy bow. Then I attach it to the sign. And I just kind of wrap it around that hanger in the corner. But I do tack it down with hot glue to keep it in place. But I had some extra jute on the end, so I just thought I'd just tie it to the hanger and then tack it down. So I just double knot that, and then I'll add hot glue on top of that. And that is it for this project. Let me know in the description box what you think below. Please, please, please comment. I love reading your comments. Like I said, I don't get to them right away, but eventually I do read them. Please remember to give me a thumbs up. That's very important for my channel. And please, please subscribe. I love all my subscribers. I'm all grateful. I'm very blessed to have all of you. But let me know in the description box below what you think of this project. Again, I thought this was, it was okay. I'm not very impressed. But here's our final reveal. Like I said, I'm not very impressed with two of the projects, that one or the big round, but you can let me know what you all think. The Highland Cow is definitely my top fave. I love that thing. I can't stop looking at it. It is so friggin' cute. It's just so freaking adorable. Definitely check out those printables on Facebook if you have it. There's a lot of free printables on there. But thanks again for watching, and please like and subscribe.